Hey! Come on, babes! Welcome back to the party with part 5 of Devil May Cry 5.
Huh?
And... Fuck you. Griffin, do something!
We're alive! We made it! It's our lucky day!
You know what that reminds me of? It's that one meme where Ash is like, Pikachu, do something against a giant tentacle, and the text is like, Ash, I am a 1 meter tall mountain. That is some Godzilla shit.
What to do?
And me without my gardening shears.
Garden shears? What the fuck you want garden shears for?
Cleaning up.
I can imagine his full name actually, Griffin Gryffindor. Or at least the lady's covered up.
Yep.
Yeah, thankfully. That's one of my few problems with the game. Lady doesn't get to do jack shit. Like, we will see her throughout the game in cutscenes, but she doesn't get to fire a single weapon. Let's see what we're going for.
Promotion!
This allows you to jump on top of Nightmare and just survey the battle at the top of him.
Yeah.
Don't do that on Hell and Hell though, because you know the one hit kill?
Yeah.
It applies to everything, including the thing is, when you're on top of Nightmare, when you get hit, it drains some of your Devil Trigger, depending on the strength of the attack. Hell and Hell, you lose all your Devil Trigger, and Nightmare immediately disappears.
Oh dear.
So watch out for that. Speaking of Hell and Hell, in order to S-rank this mission on Hell and Hell, you must complete it all without taking a single hit.
Oh,
It's not possible otherwise.
You must be a professional player to succeed in this mission.
This mission pissed me off the most when I was going for the plat. It took me 2 whole days to S-rank this on Hell and Hell.
Oh, you lazy fuck.
No, not lazy. It was breaking.
I'm talking about V.
Oh yeah, that's his version of a speed with Shadow.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't noticed, Andrew, he's a bit frail.
Let me just catch up on the Bleach manga shit. That's what he's reading. And he switches in between that and everything else, like One Piece, Attack on Titan.
No, one chapter he's reading Bleach, that one next chapter he's reading Game of Thrones, the next chapter he's reading Harry Potter. He's very
Fitting, 'cause
knowledgeable.
Johnny on Bosch is Ichigo and Bleach.
I'm
I'm telling you, man, this game has so much style. And speaking of style, it's so easy to reach the higher ranks with V.
The fuck?
One of his high rank taunts, and yes, I let it play out to the end.
Yeah,
Just
Nero
listen.
has air guitar. V has this.
There's another one where he plays Requiem of Valkyries or something like that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember the exact name of it.
Does Dante have one where he plays like an air instrument?
He does dancing.
Ah.
I think that's the 3 million.
Well, I would imagine it would have been the electric guitar.
Probably.
Like Nevin.
But Nero has that, I think.
Who would have known that V was secretly a fan of royal violins?
Well, that's poetry.
Yeah.
Who's to say he doesn't love classical either?
Yeah.
Now the thing about Shadow and Griffin, the combinations for moves like Stinger, they have moves tied to those combinations as well. Like the Stinger move for Griffin, he charges towards the enemy and smacks them, like full on tackles them. And it's really funny when he unleashes it because he's like, coming at you, baby!
Yeah. Griffin's pretty good.
He's throwing a tantrum up there! Watch the ceiling, B!
Watch out for the debris falling from the ceiling.
Oh, be very careful here, especially if you're playing on Hell and Hell, because when what's about to happen here... Yeah, I was getting ready for it. Yeah, it still hit me. That will kill you on Hell and Hell, by the way.
What, just
That's the Gilgamesh. That's the, the giant thing that's rampaging around that he had to run away from.
Oh, that thing?
It's called Gilgamesh and it's rampaging up on the ground. We'll see exactly what's happening up there in the next mission.
Which is interesting because in Devil May Cry 4, Dante had a weapon called Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh, yeah, the gauntlets.
Yeah.
Call back to previous games, perhaps?
Wacky.
Isn't that kind of this game's whole thing?
Yeah, this game, oh my god, this game is a fucking love letter to everything about Devil May Cry. There are so many callbacks, like small callbacks and hints to the older games. It's insane.
I would imagine enemies as well.
Yeah, with the synth scissors. I'm surprised they didn't bring the marionettes back from the first game, actually.
Then again, they brought back what was it, Helltides or whatever it was?
Yeah, from Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah, that's because then nobody liked the puppets.
Puppets are iconic, actually. I love them. I love fighting those things, actually.
So you do like fighting Sooty and his puppets.
Oh, one of these taunts he does. Depend if you only have Shadow and Griffin out, he will pull out Shadow on and balance it on his like hand, and it will be spinning around, and he'll be like, "You're itching to play, aren't you? I can tell." And that taunt changes depending on which familiars you have out. Like if you only have Griffin and Nightmare out, Shadow will be the one on his palm during that taunt.
Okay.
There's so much polish and attention to detail.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous, and I love it. And again, reminder, folks, this runs on the RE engine.
Yeah, it still amazes me that again this run on that engine, because when they first showed, I thought, they first showed that I thought it could only do that specific type of engine.
Nope.
No, or you know what I mean.
Head back over here and you'll find the next blue orb fragment. It's rather easily missed if you don't turn around when you drop down. There's the next secret mission is coming up very soon, actually.
Yeah, I think there's another bit you have to break through with Nightmare.
Summon Nightmare here. There we are.
Just to bridge through a wall.
No, this opens up a path that you need to take in order to reach the next secret mission, I believe.
Can't you just climb the ladders?
That'd be too easy.
Yeah.
I like to
This is a hack and slash action game. What do you think? Why are you expecting the
There
characters
is
to
actually,
logic?
see? I think it's Nightmare that was on his palm. Because I have both Griffin and Shadow out already.
Nah.
I love how some of the enemies just stand there in the middle of the execution. Others is like, oh,
That's gonna be frightening for the enemies. Their skin, it turns pale just before they die.
it's the visual cue to let you know you can finish them off with the. There is a technique you
But
can
it
get
did
later.
happen in the cutscene when he finished off.
Yeah,
Was it
Goliath.
Aye.
Oh yeah. Allow me to partake in a little.
How the wow? What the fuck?
I have his debts, my lady.
What lady?
That's the phrase, isn't it?
Nah.
Who cares if it's a demon or not?
God, I can just imagine Steven going to poetry now.
I'm actually surprised how well I can impersonate that V's voice. Oh yeah, I love pulling that off with Griffin. I think in order to do that, you have to do a back to forwards motion with the firearm button.
Oh, right up the
Yeah.
arse.
Or wait until much later when a certain enemy from the first game returns. You'll love the finish animation on that.
So can Griffin act as a triple jump?
He's your double jump. If Griffin's down and out of health, you can't use it.
Right.
Like V will actually try and grab onto something and realize at the last minute, oh wait, Griffin's down.
Can it not also function as a glide, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
actually
can.
have to do that to get one of the purple or blue orb fragments later in this mission.
And now the secret mission involves Killer Croc. Somehow.
Don't get hit. This is so much easier than you think it is, actually. Because another advanced tactic that returns from Devil May Cry 4, camera manipulation. If you see all these assholes, put them off camera, like manipulate the camera so they're off screen, they won't attack.
Ah, so they finally fixed that.
That was like that since DMC4, but there are a few enemies in this game who are assholes who like to start certain attacks off screen. That was why fighting Dante in Bloody Palace was such a damn nightmare, trying to get the Untouchable trophy in Special Edition, because he was always on camera.
Nah.
Well,
The
you're right.
spotlight's always on me.
Well, you're riding on Nightmare's back there, like, what was it? Tor?
Yeah, that's
Or-
promotion. That's the promotion skill.
Yeah.
The way it
but,
works.
But like Tor and was it
Farrah
the
Tor,
little-
MK10,
and
yeah.
Wasn't the little one Tor?
Yeah. Farrah was the girl, I believe. Ooh, yeah, that's how it's done. Stylish. And again, you saw me on top of Nightmare there. When you're on top of Nightmare, if you get hit by any attacks, you lose some of your Devil Trigger gauge. The amount you lose depends on the strength of the enemy attack. If you lose it all, Nightmare just disappears. It also drains bit by bit, but I think you can get a skill that reduces the amount of the speed at which it drains. Kind of like Trigger Heart for
Yeah, I
Dante in Nero and DMC4.
Might even be called that for V.
Oh, even Lee Griffin points out a hidden path.
Yeah, they have. Like, he did that in the last mission when I was quote unquote wandering off. Just the physics engine in general as well, like the fabric on V, like the detail is just stunning. This is on a base PS4, by the way.
Yeah.
It runs at 60, although my footage is at 30 because I'm direct
And
from
from what I
PS4.
can see, there's no slowdown or occasions where the frame rate drops.
There is like one instance much later on when there's a lot of shit happening where it dips below 30, but it still manages to stay, for the most part, smooth. It's kind of impressive, actually.
Right.
Free red orb batch. I'm sure there's nothing. Oh, you.
Get your hands off my bank!
Spoiler alert, I don't break this. Because Gilgamesh is being an asshole and getting in my way. Oh, if you do enough damage to the little blue light there, you'll repel Gilgamesh, and you get a trophy for doing it.
You said you didn't break the red orb.
Yeah, see, it's hardened. I can't do shit to it now.
Ah, right, okay.
Too bad. So sad. Goodbye. There are days like that too.
Oh god, that's just what we need. V is Luigi.
What do you think?
No. I already mentioned that it would be worth Stephen going into poetry. Next time we see him, he brings back the book and he goes into full Jesus poetries and all that.
I love how you've completely ignored the new enemy on screen. New enemies, Queen Empusa Queen. Basically, much bigger versions of the regular Empusas, and they pack a punch.
Yeah.
But do they think it makes vodka? God, in Black Ops, Zombies fans will get that.
Now, see these creatures, did they... is it Urizen, that's the main guy?
Urizen,
Did they take just normal citizens and affect them?
He's just in control of the underworld as of now. He's
demons.
unleashed all of them, because he's opened up the gates of hell.
No, I'm talking about the demons themselves. I'm talking, did they make these from scratch, or did they take innocent civilians into that tree and affect them?
Yeah, the Empusas are made from like human bodies. We saw the faces on one earlier. Now the Queen Empusa is essentially they move a lot slower than the regular ones, but occasionally they'll do a jump attack where they try and land on you. It's easily telegraphed, but if you don't know it's coming, it'll catch you off guard really easily. They can also grab you and bite you for multiple hits. And as we all know by now, in Devil May Cry, attacks that hit multiple times are really dangerous, considering how much health you can lose with just one hit, especially in the higher difficulties. I think that's our first purple orb fragment.
Are they still split into 4 parts like the blue ones?
Yeah, just like the blue orbs. Yeah. Purple orb fragments were first introduced in the Dante's game.
Right. And as of now, your only means of double jumping is bouncing off the wall.
You can wall jump, or if there's no wall, or you can use Griffin as the double jump. But remember, if Griffin is down and out and stalemated, you cannot use a double jump.
Like, I'm just remembered of the first game where your only means of double jumping was the wall jump, and it was not very accurate.
You had the enemy step by default in the first game, but here you have to buy it. I never liked how you had to buy enemy step as the games went on. I liked it when it was just a regular ability. When you do enemy step, you can cancel, like you just jump off the enemy when the enemy's close to you. When you're in midair, just press X, and as long as you're close enough to their hitbox, you'll do a jump cancel, essentially. That resets your usage of moves like air hike as well, which is a massive help for advanced techniques.
You know, Stephen, you'd make a very good video game school teacher.
Imagine V as a game teacher. Today we're going to show you how to get a stylish rank on a Queen Empusa.
But sir, does this have to include poetry?
Yes. I'm classy, don't you know?
And take note, this will be on the test. Including the poetry.
Which you have to memorize bit by bit.
You know I can take whatever I want. Yes, that's the kind of red reference. Yeah, that right there, the hedgehog move with all the spines. You have to hold triangle for a certain amount of time, and you'll see shadow flashing, and then you release triangle. The level 2 version of it, and I think there's a level 3, adds a whole bunch of, like, remember the spine pillars they sent out at me in the first game that hit me in midair? Those start showing up as well.
Wait, you said you'd see shadow flashing.
Yeah, you see it right after. Get your mind out of the fucking if I had the level 2 version.
You didn't even know I was going to say, and you said that.
I knew where you were going.
Yeah.
Wait.
It was a bit obvious.
To do the spear move.
Hey, he said it first.
To do the spear attack with shadow, you have to buy it first though. Do a backwards to forwards motion with the stick towards the enemy while locked on. It's one of Shadow's strongest attacks. It does heavy damage, but there is quite a bit of startup to it. It's pretty much the exact same startup as the Shadow's spear attack in the first game, It's like all that knowledge really comes into play.
You just picked up an orb that was gold.
I don't need it. I am more than sufficient enough to win.
No, you should have done that in Luigi's voice. I don't need it.
I don't. No, insert the SpongeBob meme. I don't need it. I need it.
No,
that was pretty much me with the
imagine that
connection.
it was Luigi in disguise. He says that and he goes, I don't need it. And then changes to V's voice.
Never have. Oh god damn it. Again, it sucks when that one random move comes out of nowhere and ruins your groove.
No, see, because it's all flashy, it's sometimes hard to tell where V is.
He's always in the center of the screen for the most part. But yes, depending on the angle and the environment you're currently at, like if I went to the very back end of the corner there, it'd be really hard to see V if I had the camera focused like that there. If I was at the very, very back, it'd be
So
really
is there a
hard
way
see.
to reset the camera if it goes out of the
right
way?
stick, I believe. I think you have to click the right stick. Locking onto an enemy also, the camera will try its hardest to focus on them as well.
Oh, white orb? No.
Yeah, those will fill your devil trigger. Have you not been paying attention to anything throughout this franchise?
Hey, it's better to ask more questions than to not ask questions at all.
It's like that one quote in the left.
Finally outside. Look at that.
The phone again. That thing. How's that thing getting around?
Are these citizens frozen?
That's the remains
Yeah,
of
they're
citizens.
just straight up fucked.
That's the remains of citizens who had their blood sucked by the Clyphod.
Yeah, so they're already dead.
Damn.
Like I got blown up by a barrel in the first one, so Nero wasn't able to go into it, but I did explain what he was going to say.
Do they disintegrate? Did they disintegrate upon contact?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did he get money?
I always have backup plans. Batman's got nothing on me.
Is that who he's calling?
Nico, yeah. No. Oh, Batman.
Is that who he's calling for
That
help?
would have been amazing.
They just likes to have a nap.
Well, even Shadow's tired.
He doesn't sleep. He waits. That's probably what Shadow's doing.
Yeah.
Fuck, Nico.
I told you, Van Ex Machina.
And that's not the worst of it, believe me. The van pulls off some ridiculous shit much later on.
Yeah.
That van is the best investment Nero ever made.
But
Yeah, that and Nico sipped the hell out of it.
But didn't we say that Dante used to own the van?
Dante gave it to Nero, I believe. It's one of those small things that isn't really like touched upon. It's just sort of like a throwaway thing where it's like, here, like he just gave him the van so he could continue the Devil May Cry business because Dante's getting old. You could say that's kind of a theme as well, like passing on the torch. Like for Nero has a much bigger role in this game, and unlike Devil May Cry 4. The story doesn't feel unfinished because Devil May Cry 4 had some unfortunate development hell problems. Like again, I brought this up in the DMC4 playthrough, but from what Ruben Langdon knows, Dante had been forced into Devil May Cry 4.
You're saying.
Was it because like the high up says, "Oh, you can't have
They
this
were
without
worried.
Dante"?
Apparently, they were really worried about would people not buy this if Dante was on it. So in their minds, they thought they had to do it to appease the fans.
Malthus. Horse. More trouble. Not sure about that.
I love horses. Mouth. Ooh, giant chicken. But I love chickens, Daddy.
Well, we said two different people. I think.
There's a high-ranking demon on top of the chicken, and her name's Malthus. She'll be a boss much later in the game. And that horse there...
Oh, she's got 3 heads. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of freaky, actually.
Yeah. 3 heads and 3 arms. At least.
Oh, I think I missed that, actually. Notice all the bodies on the arms on the chicken's wings. Kind of freaky, actually. Again, the monster designs are top-notch.
Yep. And the disgusting thing about that particular one was the woman wasn't always attached to the chicken.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's this guy on his
This,
horse?
the horse is a variant. Remember Garyon from Devil May Cry 3?
The time-stopping bastard.
There's a different... here's another one of
I
them.
see. I know what
The guy, the knight on top of the horse is Cavalier Angelo. And believe
I'll be
me,
gentle.
when we get to his boss fight, oh my god.
So what?
We fight the horse here, but much later we'll fight Cavalier. Cavalier's the best boss fight in the game.
So how does the horse go? Is it just exactly the same strategy as 3?
He will send out spheres that do time stop. Kind of like Sonic and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle multiplayer. Yeah, he runs around the arena and will take pokes at you with the sword / spear from time to time. And as you can see, he does quite a number on your familiars.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when you summon Nightmare, all your Shadow and Griffin are invincible and cannot die. That will slow you down a little bit. There is a much smaller version of a sphere he will send out at you later in the fight that will slow you down to the point where it's like you need to have Devil Trigger on standby to summon Nightmare for the massive amounts of iframes to save your S rank run on Hell and Hell.
okay.
And from a distance he might shoot projectiles at you, hit lightning as well, so watch for that. When you're stuck in the time force field like this, you're slowed down a little bit, but his projectiles and attacks are all the same speed. Damn it. If that were Hell and Hell, I would have had to restart the whole fucking mission to get the S rank.
What? Are you telling me the high difficulty is a bit stingy with checkpoints and all?
No, Hell and Hell is Son of Sparta, one hit you die mode. So the enemies don't die in one hit, but you do.
Right. I was talking about more like checkpoints for those difficulties.
Checkpoints stay on all difficulties except Hell and Hell. Hell and Hell just sucks.
Because after playing Finding Nemo, nowadays we're spoiled with checkpoints.
Go to work on him with the spear attack as well, and charge up the lightning for Griffin from time to time as well. Only summon Nightmare when one of your familiars go down. Oh yeah, as you can see, Nightmare does quite a number on the horse.
What if just out of nowhere?
Walking sexy style!
What if out of nowhere, because depending on the day, Nightmare changed to the Hulk, and then the next day he changed to Doomsday?
That would be unfortunate, to say the least. I love what Griffin says in this fight. Be careful, V. He's got horsepower. Like we missed it because I was explaining the mechanics of the fight.
Well, he's got a horse after all. Horsey.
Measured by the clock, but of wisdom, no clock.
Right. So even with bosses, V has to be the final move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, V has to deal with finishing blow against everything. When you play as him anyway.
Yeah.
Makes for some interesting fights on Bloody Palace where he can fight enemies and bosses that he couldn't before.
You fucking killed my horse, you bitch! I'm out of here. I'll kill you next time.
I must chase it.
Bravely run away.
Sparta still exists. It may very well.
Yeah, we missed it, but because we were talking over it. But Malphus is ordering Cavalier to seek out the Sparta sword and destroy it. Because at this point, Dante's still missing. We had no fucking idea where the Sparta sword is now.
Well, I would imagine if it's still alive, if Spar's sword is still there, Dante must still be alive.
But what if the boy?
We don't know though.
Hero.
Because Dante was using Rebellion,
Yeah.
which is now gone.
Well, the Sparta is from the Dark Knight, and Dante is his son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But I don't think it's necessarily bound to Dante, so...
it's just an even greater source of power than Rebellion for Dante.
Let's go.
I better give this to V before she gives me a hard
V?
time.
There's two of them? You said
You mean
V.
Nico?
Well, Nico, sorry.
The last thing I need is a doppelganger. So yeah, this is one of the more fun boss fights, except on Hell and Hell, where it can go suck a dick. I hate it on that difficulty. Again, you must know damage just to rest rank on Hell and Hell. So with Sparta's sword missing, we're gonna have to go find it. We'll search for it later. See you guys then.